Today I'm going to talk to you about moving to the Netherlands. I mean, what you need to prepare yourself for before moving to the Netherlands. And then on my next video, I'm going to explain to you or talk to you about when you are already in the Netherlands, the things that you have to do. But today I'm going to focus about what you need to watch out for or what you need to be aware of before moving to the Netherlands. I mean, I wish there was so many things I knew before I moved to the Netherlands. Would it make any difference? No, exactly. It wouldn't make any difference because I would still move to the Netherlands anyway. But at least I will already be aware about a couple of things, so it wouldn't have to get me by surprise or anything. So things that I'm going to tell you that you need to be aware about or you need to prepare yourself for before moving to the Netherlands. Right. Now, when you want to move to a new country, what's the first thing you think about? Well, the first thing you think about is job, right? The first thing you think about is job, right? Now, there's a lot of jobs in the Netherlands. Now, most people will say, all jobs require me to speak Dutch. No, there's a lot of jobs in the Netherlands, and there's not a lot of jobs that will require you to speak Dutch if you don't speak Dutch. Though when you speak Dutch is good for you because then you don't have a lot of barriers, you know. Take for instance, if you work in an environment where, you know, you have to speak Dutch, but you don't have to at the same time because maybe it doesn't require you to be speaking Dutch, but of course your colleagues speak Dutch. So assuming that when you're having a staff meeting, of course, it will be conducted in Dutch, so you don't want to feel left out, right? So even though there are a lot of things that you may not necessarily have to speak Dutch straight away, but it's good when you learn it because then you don't put barriers, you know, between you and, you know, others. And also, when you learn the Dutch and speak Dutch, it also gives you a lot of opportunities because what happens is that you are able to seek for other opportunities, you know. Yeah, because sometimes you can get certain opportunities when you are working because you don't speak the Dutch so you become limited to, you know, some of the things that you can do or wish to do. So that's one thing to watch out for. Now, looking for job, it's quite easily because you have to go online. There's a couple of websites that you can get a job, you know, in the Netherlands. I will leave the link below the comment section so you can check it out. Now, when you are outside the EU or when you're outside Europe and you're trying to look for a job in the Netherlands, it is very important. There is a couple of websites that you can get a job when you are outside the Netherlands or outside Europe and trying to come to the Netherlands. There are a couple of websites which I will leave the link below. You can check it out. Look for the jobs that are ready to sponsor you to come to the Netherlands. That's if you are applying outside Europe or outside the Netherlands. What I usually get from people is that they always tell me, oh, you know, I find a job and apply, but they're not really replying to me. Yes, they're not replying to you because, you know, why should they spend money to bring you here and whilst they could get somebody who is already here for the same position. So it's very important that when you're applying for a job, on your application, it's really good to a letter to your CV, letter of motivation. You know, why you think you are good for the job and why you think that they should give you that position. Do you understand what I mean? Because, you know, when a company has to bring you or sponsor you to come outside Europe, you know, it costs them a lot. And sometimes they want to see if, you know, why should they come in for you when they could get somebody, in the neighborhood or close by, or already living in the Netherlands. So why should they do that, with you? So it's always good to, give some motivation letter attached to your CV, and I think it puts you in a good spot. Now, let's talk about the weather. The weather in the Netherlands is something that you don't hear often. For example, when you travel to the UK, or before you go to the UK, you always hear like, oh my God, it's always raining, it's always raining, it's always raining. But there's something you don't hear when they're talking about Netherlands, right? Because in the Netherlands, it even rains more than in the UK. I'm telling you, you wouldn't believe this. Right, in the Netherlands, 5 days, you see something like that. Or something like that. This is crazy. This is crazy. But when the weather is really good, it's really good, right? But most often it's usually raining. It's always raining. It's always raining. Maybe not all the time. Into you, today's 19th of February, and people are wearing just jacket, just a light jacket, because it's just raining, but it's not like really cold. So that's the thing. But it rains a lot in the Netherlands. When I was coming, I didn't know that. Right. Then the next thing, learn how to ride a bicycle. I mean, if you really, really want to enjoy the most beautiful things and able to get to places faster, you must learn how to ride a bicycle. I mean, you must learn how to ride a bicycle before you come to the Netherlands. That will be easier for you. Because if you want to learn it here, I don't know, maybe you can, but it's gonna be really a bit tough for you because, I don't know who's gonna have the time to teach you that. So it would be good to know how to ride a bicycle before you come to the Netherlands, because you need a bicycle to get to places. You need bicycle. I mean, everybody ride bicycle and everybody has a bicycle. So if you don't have a bicycle, it will really be difficult to move around. Of course you can, there are buses and other things, but when you want to get to some places, for example, it's not so far to take the bus because you don't really want to take the bus. But at the same time, it's a little bit too much to walk at the same time. So it's usually best when you have a bicycle. And sometimes you like to see many places within some short time, and you need a bicycle. I mean, you need a bicycle. I mean, you can talk to anyone. You can talk to anyone who lives in the Netherlands. They will tell you the same thing. You must learn how to use a bicycle, and you must have a bicycle. It's also really good for you that before you move to the Netherlands, if you're planning to stay here in the Netherlands, it's good to try to practice yourself some little Dutch. Of course, when you come here, you will learn, but it's also good for you when you understand just some basic, because the thing is that most Dutch people, they like when they see that you're trying to make an effort. And so like, for example, for me, before I moved here, I was using Duolingo to learn Dutch 1 year before I came here. So when I came here, I know kind of basic things. So I remember on my day of my interview, when I went for work interview, I spoke the Dutch that I knew, and they were quite so happy. I mean, they were quite so happy that, I was able to make an effort. And first of all, I got the job anyway. And second of all, they were quite excited that I was trying to learn. And also it puts you in a good spot. Look at it this way. Imagine you live in your own country, right? In your own country, and then, for example, you see from a different country, try to learn your language, right? You get quite excited about it, like, oh my God, look, he's speaking this, he's speaking that, he's speaking that. So it makes you feel it's make you feel that the person is trying to adapt to your culture, and this is great, because I think we all love that when people come to our country and want to learn language and adapt to the system. So I think this is really, really great. So you can use Duolingo. Duolingo is really good because it gives you the basic about how to say your name, how to say good morning, and good afternoon in Dutch and things. It's just so basic. And also, it also helps you basic, when you come here, it helps you to slowly kind of get used to and adapt to the culture and things. Yeah, so it's also great. But as I said, there's a lot of jobs here that, you don't necessarily have to speak the Dutch, because almost in the Netherlands, English is more like a second language. So everybody speaks English. At least you must speak English, because if you don't speak Dutch, the only language you could speak to communicate with people will be English, because people speak Dutch or English in the Netherlands. So if you really want to communicate with people, then you have to speak Dutch. And if you don't speak Dutch, you must able to speak English. Yeah, of course, some Dutch people love when you speak Dutch, of course, but also when you don't speak Dutch, which is okay, but it's always good to let them know that you put in an effort, or you're making an effort, by speaking just some basic, and they kind of like it, even though they'll still speak English with you anyway. I mean, some of them, like for example, when I go to the shop and the moment I start to talk, they just started speaking English with me, like, okay, we don't want to bother you, okay, let's speak English, yeah. So that's the thing. So thank you for watching my video. I'm going to leave it here. Remember, if you have any questions about moving to the Netherlands or moving to Europe, or any question at all, you can always put your question on the comment section. I'm going to read it, and I'm going to make a video about that for you. Okay, so just feel free, and then, bring your question in, leave your question on the comment section, and I'm going to read it. I'm going to make a video, and I'm going to explain to you what you want to know. So thank you for watching. Please, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Voyage X. It's usually Voyage Expert, but I kind of make it short, so Voyage X. Please subscribe, and then if you have any question, hit me up on the comment section and put your question there, and I'm gonna make a video for you. Thank you, and see you